What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you having a great day so far. Shit is getting crazy right now. Like, what is going on with these shows, yo? Everybody coming and going, people signing new contracts, people leaving. It's like, wow. I'm not surprised Chloe Laner is leaving. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. Because you know what? The writers wrote her into a corner that they can't get her out of. It's going to be, I mean, I know some people are going to say, well, Franco was in a corner and they figured out a way to write him out. But that was a dumb excuse that they gave him that the fans still don't like. I'm just saying. I feel like the problem with writers are they don't write characters the way they used to write characters back in the day. Like, how do you think people like Luke Spencer, Tracy Quartermain, how do you think all these people lasted on these shows for 30 and 40 years? Because the way the writers wrote them, they wrote them so that way they have longevity on this show. The way they wrote Nell, there was no way she was sticking around. And I don't see how they could have got her out of that. I mean, well, they could have. If they're creative enough, they could have wrote something to get her out, but you would have to do a lot of writing to get her out of this. I'm just saying. Um, it would have to be very creative to get her out this mess. I know some people are saying they don't want the character on the show no more. They don't want the recast and nothing like that. I doubt they're gonna recast it. I doubt it. I don't see them doing it. But hats off to Chloe Laner. She did a really great job with this character, though. I will say that because if she can make you dislike the character so much, she did her job. So best of luck to her and her future. And trust me, I feel like her future is very bright because she came on this show, she killed that character, and I have a feeling she's definitely gonna make it as an actress. Definitely, she's a phenomenal actress. Um, to pull off this character, you got to be that good. Um, so anyway, let's talk about the man of the hour, Dominic Zaprania, aka Dante Falconeri. Today was Dominic's final day. And it felt like it happened so fast. Like it felt like just yesterday we found out he was leaving, and now today he's gone. It's like, damn, that was quick. Wow. The exit story that they wrote for him, I wasn't 100% fond of it because I felt the reasoning for it was kind of odd. For Dante to leave town, so basically he's being temporarily assigned to the WSB's task force to go after Raj. For those of you who are wondering who Raj is, 2 years ago, he's the one who threw Lulu in the harbor when they were doing that whole gun deal with Ava and Paul Hornsby and what's that other guy? Dixon, Landon Dixon. He was the gun smuggler and all that, the arms dealer. Remember he crashed Julian and Alexis's wedding 2 years ago. So you know, and Raj was the one that threw Lulu into the harbor. So it was kind of odd that Dante brought him up today because prior to him bringing him up, I forgot all about Raj. Forgot all about that. Um, because when he first mentioned Raj, I had to go back and think. I'm like, who the hell is Raj? And then when they said 2 years ago, I started thinking. I'm like, oh, the gun smuggling shit with Sonny and Ava and Paul and the wedding. And this was when Sonny was in a wheelchair. Oh, yep. Well, he was pretending to still be paralyzed. So I had to go back and think. Um, so it was kind of odd that he brought that shit up. But I agree with Lulu. Like, it's kind of dumb. Like, why would you want to go after somebody from 2 years ago? Like, I was like, that's the best they could have came up with. But even though it sucks the way that they wrote him out because I don't like it. Because the reason I don't like it is because I feel like they're trying to Frisco Jones him, basically. And what I mean by that is have him join the WSB, even though they say it's temporary, but you know how undercover work is, especially working for the WSB. You could be gone for months and years at a time. And mind you, he's going after an international criminal. So that can take a while. You know what I mean? Going undercover and stuff like that, this shit could take months, years. So ain't no telling how long he gonna be going. Cause look at Frisco. Frisco, he joined the WSB, married Felicia, had Maxie and Georgie, and boom, he was gone. He was never a part of their life. For Dante, though, I feel like it's not realistic for him to just up and leave on an undercover assignment for an extended period of time. It's not realistic because he would never just abandon his son, Because mind you, he grew up without a father. He didn't know about Sonny until he was an adult. So he would never want Rocco to grow up without a dad. You know what I mean? Um, so it's kind of odd, and the fact that he didn't, and what pissed me off more is that we didn't get no scenes with him and his son, no scenes with him in Rocco, no scenes with him in Charlotte, no scenes with him in Sunny, no scenes with him in Olivia. I mean, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna call my mom from the car." Dante would never call no Olivia from the car if he's leaving town for an extended period of time. There's no way he would want to see her in person. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous, totally ridiculous. So the last scenes he had were basically with Lulu and Detective Chase because he called Chase over because he wanted Chase to watch over Lulu and his family. I just feel like it was a sucky ending. That's how I feel. I feel like it was a sucky ending. They could have done a little bit better, but I do like the fact that they left it open ended so that way he can come back. Either Dominic can come back into the role of Dante or they can get a recast, which I feel like a recast might happen. Um, because it doesn't seem like Dominic is coming back anytime soon, so they might have to recast it in the next few months, maybe, or maybe a year. Who knows? I have a feeling though they're gonna set it up to where he's gonna be gone for an extended period of time, and Lulu she's gonna get tired of waiting at some point. She gonna file the divorce papers. She gonna meet some new dude. They probably gonna get engaged, get married, and that's when Dante gonna come blaze back into town. You know how they do. By that point, it's probably gonna be she gonna be in some type of love triangle, trying to figure out which man she want. You know how they do, predictable. But I know Dante coming back at some point though. But I do love that they left it open ended though. But damn, that scene with them though, with him and Lulu, and he was saying, I love you, goodbye and stuff. It felt so permanent though. Like when he left, it felt so damn permanent. I said, damn, like okay. Um, Michael is definitely playing this witch, and I'm happy about it. What confused me a little bit was Michael went to the PCPD with Nell to find Dante for a marriage license. I'm like, why would you go to the police station for a marriage license? Don't you have to go? I mean, I've never been married, so I wouldn't know. So for all of y'all that would know, correct me if I'm wrong. But wouldn't you have to go to the courthouse for a marriage license, not the police station? I'm just wondering. I'm just really asking that question because I don't know. It just seemed kind of odd that they would go down to the PCPD for something that they would need from a court. I'm just saying. Um, Nell is gonna fall so hard, and I can't wait. Michael is definitely playing her. I definitely read a lot of your comments yesterday and today about what might happen. The fact that he might be marrying her just to have her committed and gain full custody. That's a real possibility that that's what he's doing. He's definitely setting her up though. That we do know. He's setting her ass up for a fail, and I love it. Um, and Nell, she's none the wiser. But a, a part of me in the back of my mind feel like she might suspect something. I don't know why, because she's sneaky like that. She knows how to switch up her emotions. She's a professional schemer. This is what she does. She's very conniving. And you know that old saying that you can't hustle a hustler? I don't know if Michael can hustle this. I don't know. I mean, he's doing a good job so far, but we don't know what she know. You know what I'm saying? Like she might be on to this. Like we don't know what she do. Because that bitch got superpowers and shit. She could hear shit from a distance. Like seriously. Like she got them little ears and shit, them little deputy dog ears. She could hear shit from a distance. So who knows what that witch know? But I don't know. Something in the back of my mind makes me feel like this is not gonna go all the way Michael's way. I don't know why. Like, cause something about Nell, like, she just be knowing shit, and you don't know what she know. Like, she's that conniving and manipulative. Um, but I definitely, I respect the fact that Michael is playing this so close to the vest. But we don't know if him and Chase are actually working together though, cause behind, off screen shit do happen. So we don't know. They might be working together off screen, but for us, we think that they're not because of what we see on screen. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting because, like I said a few days ago, we don't know who's working with who at this point. We don't know who trusts who, who's working with who. Like we all know that all of them have the same goal, which is to take her ass down. But we don't know who knows what though, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of a big ass game of Clue. Which way will we go? I don't know. This is interesting. I'm loving this shit. Whoever came up with this storyline, whichever head writer or line writer, whatever writer they got that came up with this, you get two thumbs up from me. This is the type of shit I like seeing. I love a good mystery, a good game of Clue. Damn, I missed that game. Clue, I used to love Clue. That board game was my favorite. That and Monopoly. I used to clean up at Monopoly. You talk about a hustler. You land on my property, I will make sure your ass go bankrupt. I'm just saying. I beat everybody at Monopoly. You couldn't fuck with me in Monopoly. I'm just saying. Monopoly was my shit. But anyway, yeah, this shit is so interesting though. Sam had a good point though. She told Jason like Jason was talking about if push come to shove, he gonna break Carly up out of here. I'm like, nah, you might not want to do that, bruh. Oh, shout out to Steve Burton. Happy 48th birthday to Steve Burton. I cannot believe Steve Burton is 48 years old today. That's crazy. 48, man. Happy birthday. Um, wow, him and Laura Wright. You know Laura Wright, her birthday is September 11th, I believe, and she's turning 48 this year. They pushing on that 50. They pushing up on that big 50. I feel like for my 50th, I'm gonna have a big ass birthday party. That's all I know. My shit is gonna be huge. It's gonna be a bash. Probably for my 30th though. I ain't thinking about 50. That's 25 years ahead. I ain't thinking about that. But I don't even want to think about 50. I'm just saying. Shit, I don't even want to think about 26. And that's next year. I don't want to think about none of that. But anyway, but yeah, like if he breaks Carly out, he's gonna be a fugitive right along with her. You know, they both gonna be fugitives, which means they're gonna have to leave the country, and they don't want to do that. But I like that him and Sam are also working together on this now too, because Sam is definitely getting into the fold on this too, because she wanted, they're brainstorming about how Nell could have done this and how Nell could have done that. So now they figured out that the flyer that was left on Carly's car with the visible ink on it, telling her to meet at the cemetery, go to the cemetery, that was logged into evidence. So they're gonna go try and get that, so that way Spinelli could decode it and I guess find the message on it, because it had that invisible ink. But he might have something that can get the message to pop back up on that, which is pretty dope. I feel like everybody needs a Spinelli in their back pocket. You know what I'm saying? For when you gotta do some shit, everybody needs a trusty, handy dandy Damian Spinelli. I'm just saying. Might want to go on the app and go find you one, because we all need it. So anyway, moving on from that, Ava. I'm not mad at Ava. Ava was brainstorming with Franco. She was like, okay, we need to come up with ways to get rid of Dr. Bench. We need to figure out what we're going to do about this bitch. We need to, find something. Because she was coming up with all type of reasons. She was like, oh, Julian still got connections at a chemical company from the time he was working with Luke. And, we could get a drug, which could, cause Dr. Bench to have a heart attack or something. I said, this bitch is lethal. Ava is fucking lethal. Like, that's one bitch I would never want as an enemy. I'm telling you, that bitch crazy. Like, they just sitting there in such a public place just discussing this lethal ass plan. Franco, like, hold your fucking horses. Franco ain't down with none of this shit. And which I'm surprised by. Franco was actually the voice of reason today. Shockingly. Franco was like, how about we just sit back and wait to find out what's gonna happen in the courtroom? Ava was like, fuck that. Because Ava was like, she did her research and she said 10% of these cases, I think only 10% have won this type of case. Only 10, which is a small number. So she was like, yeah, I don't trust this shit. She was like, I'm trying to accelerate this plan. But, Franco had a good idea. He was like, why don't we just wait until the trial is over, wait until that's over and see what the outcome is going to be. Then we proceed. You know, we do what we got to do. I agree with Franco on that one. Scott fucking Baldwin. So Dr. Bench wanted to hire Scott. And I'm the whole time he was talking to Scott about being rich, making money off this case. I was looking at Scott like, Scott, you better not take this case. Cause I know Scott Baldwin, like all Scott care about is them dollar bills. That's all he care about. But I was happy when Scott turned them down. But Ava had another plan. Ava told him to take the case. She told Scott to take the case and throw the case, and she will pay him double his retainer. Um, Now that sounds like a good plan in theory, but if anybody ever found out about that, Scott could lose his law license. And you know Scott ain't shit without his law license. That's like Alexis when she didn't have her law license. That was her identity. Being a lawyer is Scott's identity as well. You know, that's how people know Scott Baldwin. Like, he's a lawyer. That's who he is. So it's a risky plan. But I don't know which way Scott gonna go. Scott probably used that shit as an excuse to take the case so he can make this money real quick, but I don't think he's gonna throw that case. In my opinion, Scott not gonna have to throw the case because I feel like Kiki might lose anyway. Because Alexis asked this girl, she asked her yesterday, is there anything you need to tell me before we take this thing to trial? She said no. Really? The fact that you slept with your mother's boyfriend and the fact that Dr. Bench has pictures of the two of you hugging, even though Kiki doesn't know he has those pictures, but it's going to come into play. So she should have disclosed everything to Alexis. And I do mean everything. As her lawyer, she's supposed to. You know, as a client, you're supposed to tell your lawyer everything so that way she's not blindsided in court. Because I have a feeling she's definitely going to be blindsided in court once this comes out. And it will come out, and Ava is gonna have a shit show on her hands. This is just a whole big mess. All of this episode was just messy as shit. I was like, look at all these messy ass people, just scheming and plotting. And I fucking love it. Everybody just plotting. Everybody got their hand in the cookie jar, and some of them are about to get caught. Um, I was like, well, goddamn, everybody just on some shit this episode. I said, this some crazy shit. Everybody just a plotting and scheming. I said, what the fuck? And of course, we get to Boo Hoo Drew. Yep, that's what I call him, Boo Hoo Drew. So he come over there talking to Elizabeth House, talking about some. He was invited to her and Franco wedding because Franco wanted him at the wedding. So now they start talking about Jason and everything else and his memories. And this bitch Drew talking about some. Yeah, I called him a bitch. He's sitting there talking about, oh, I could have Jason locked up because of all the stuff I know about him because I got his memories. I'm getting tired of him. Just when I start cutting Drew some slack, here he go with this hate and shit. I'm like, first of all, Jason is not your problem. Jason is not your enemy. I feel like he's still mad at Jason for even coming back to Port Charles. First of all, Jason did not come back to Port Charles to destroy your life. He didn't even know about you. He came back to reclaim his life that was stolen from him. He didn't come back to destroy you. Jason's not even thinking about you. Ever since Jason came back, he hasn't thought about you. You know what I mean? You're the one with the hard on for him because you have an issue with him. Like, you need to go to therapy and work that out then. Like, seriously. I am getting so tired of him hating on this man every day. It's so annoying. A man who did nothing to you. If anything, he did a lot for you. Hello, he let you spend his money and he ain't asked for none of it back. He didn't care. You bought a big ass company, spent millions of his money buying a company. Did he say, "Oh, I want my company"? No, he don't care about that company. And Sam even gave you her half of the company. Why are you moping around bitching? Damn, you got everything you want. You got a child, you got two kids. You know, stop being so depressive and look at the bright side of things. Like, jeez. He act like he a homeless hobo or something. Like he ain't got no future. I'm like, damn, like calm down. Shit, I would love to be in that position. Nice company. You're living in a mansion, you got money, two kids. What are you complaining about? The hell you whining about? You wasn't in no Russian clinic for 5 years being drugged out of your fucking mind, still thinking that it's 2012. Stop whining. Jeez, he's such a bitch. Like, I'm sorry, but it's like, don't you get tired of that shit? Running around whining about somebody who didn't do a damn thing to you? Like, go sit down and go boo-hoo to Kevin or something. Damn, go to therapy. Get that shit off your chest. Go to the gym and punch a bag or something. Let all that, anger out. Cause it's very, just annoying at this point. It's like, damn, go hire you a hooker and go sleep with her or something. Just do something like to relax your mind and get you out this negative mood. Like, stop it. God, he act like his life is horrible or something. Like, I've seen horrible. Trust me, I've seen people who are down and out, and trust me, they still walk around with a smile on their face. Hell, you got people with cancer walking around still smiling, and you weren't. Come on now, you walking around being so miserable. Like, Drew, go sit down. Anyway, I think that's everything in this episode. If I forgot something, just let me know. But I think that's everything. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all later. Have a good day. Peace.